Good morning, how you doing? I'm Yalek, and it's Thursday, and so we're going to load up our preemptive War Factory loadout and have a look at what we've got going on this week. Alright, so have shields. Those shields up in the top left look very, very susceptible to grenadiers. At least, first impression. Now, your usual kill zones, I mean, oftentimes with this layout, which is a pretty familiar layout, you'll want to approach from this right-hand side, and you could use a lot of things from this right-hand side. But there are lasers galore. We have lasers down here with total health of, that's one, so 45, 46,000-ish, and same there. So those are going to be a problem. And then there's a bunch more up here. And yeah. So normally I am thinking, like, if not for these lasers, this base is a heaven for rifle zooka. So, I mean, you have lasers, and there's a rocket launcher here and a shock launcher over there. Those can be pretty easily hacked out, and then you can clear space with rifle zooka. But eventually, you are going to have to get over here. So, I mean, my thought is this. So, first attack. Let's just clean up the right-hand side, and then second attack, would like to come in here and park, I mean, literally right amongst all of this garbage, hoping to be able to pull off a shock on these two towers, a shock over here on those three, and then one shock over here with these mortars and flamethrowers. If we can do that, we should be able to clear that area out pretty quickly, and then we should not have to worry about lasers and things back here. Do be careful though on your core hit if you choose to do something like this. Be very, very careful about bringing Sparky, because if you have critters, then these, if you're hitting from down here, which I assume you will be, because this is just awful to look at up here. It's just too much to BART, and yeah, it's messy. Yeah, so if you're coming from this direction down here, as I said, like 6 o'clock-ish, then you probably don't want to have Sparky and critters, because the lasers will activate. Second thoughts about the grenadiers up here. The only thing that really bugs me about that is that you do have a lot of lasers there. And, you know, I mean, Grens do have a bit of health, but, you know, a laser can be a problem for them and keep your medics really busy. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lasers plus a shock blaster, obviously going to have to shock the shock blaster and mortars anyway. So now 5 lasers staring at you. That's pretty ugly also. Yeah, so honestly, often with this layout, Grens over to this corner is a pretty decent way to go. I don't know about that this week. Yeah, so how about, So what I'm wondering here is, do I try to go for these 2 hacks in one hit and then try to come this direction and do some of my clearing stuff? or do I just go for the 2 hacks and some RCZM over to this side and clear, I mean, everything over here? This is all one-hitters, and just need to stay away from the range of that laser, which is pretty easily done. Anything inside of the boom cannons, as you will see, and closer to the laser is bad. Outside of the boom cannons to this direction where we want to be, that's just fine. So, yeah. I'm thinking the rifle zooka approach is the way to go here. Which does not necessarily mean that is the right way to go, it's just that's my instinct, so we're going to do it. Just because I'm not sure what, you know, I'm going to use up a little bit of GBE on the Sparky run, hacking things. Do I want to try to keep her alive? That would actually be really cool. So maybe we want to do that. So if we could get her dropped over to here, like flag up to about there, I think she would be very close to being in range of the rocket launcher, and then send her over to the shock launcher and re-smoke her. Yeah, I would like to try that. And the blaster range... Alright, so here's what we're gonna do with that. Okay, that is about as close as you can get that. Okay, that is working out pretty nicely. So okay, get our troops dropped and everybody going. Alright. I mean, if nothing else, an attack strategy like this is definitely going to get you a good bit of ground, because, as I said, these are all one-hitter defenses over here, so you will be able to eat into these defenses very, very quickly, just watching out for the laser, which just fired. Run away. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna pop some mines over here for next time around, and we're gonna mark some defenses because those are things that suck and we don't want anything to do with them. Don't really have any. Once the shields drop over here, and I mean, we can clear a bunch of stuff out, but like, don't want to get up too close to the lasers up at say 1 o'clock ish of the HQ. So honestly, after a bit of the clearing happens, we might just retreat, because we've got lasers firing from the left. We're going to have lasers firing from the top pretty soon. It's this is kind of an interesting place. I didn't really think about that, which is a bit of a problem, but I'm surprised those lasers aren't already firing at the critters up top, actually, being honest with you. So we're gonna use, I guess, shocks. And crap, didn't mean to hack there. That was accidental. Yeah, just gonna use some shocks, I guess, to keep lasers from firing, and just keep trying to clear some stuff. You know, that is a lot of snipers. I'm not, you know, you don't generally worry too much about snipers, but with that many of them, I mean, they would be picking your troops off pretty quickly, so, you know, might as well get rid of things. I don't think there's much else that we can achieve here, so I'm going to... Wow, did you see that with the lasers there? Oh my god. Literally firing both sides of me, but not actually getting my troops there for a second. That was fun. So, a good bit of run. Like I said, you can clear out that whole side of the base, but the problem being, we still have a large amount of shield up. We'll check on that in a second, actually. And we still have some really nasty prototypes to deal with in order to make ourselves a kill zone. So did clear some mines down here, should be alright with that. Ideally parking, like I said, right in here between Doom Cannon and Shock Blaster, and 3 Shock should do it from there, and a good bit of clearing, and then hopefully we can just get back to somewhere in this area if we can clear enough room. Should be able to get somewhere back over into here and be away from the lasers and away from machine guns and have just some space to work on the HQ. Do we need Sparky for anything else? Not really. Not really. Like, conceivably, and I mean, I could see using a little bit of Sparky right here, trying to get rid of maybe a couple of mortars, just because those are actually going to be the things that make our lives difficult. Like, I've already marked all of these defenses in the area where we're going to want to park the prototype defenses, but the mortars are going to be further away, so they're going to be a little harder to get to. So I could see maybe trying to hack a couple of those just to make life easier. I'm gonna not. And I might end up regretting that, but I'm gonna not. I'm just gonna go ahead and, you know, prepare for major damage here, I guess. And we'll see how this goes. Lasers for days. I think that's going to be the title of this one. Just lasers everywhere on this war factory, which really sucks. Should have checked the range on things better, but gonna be careful anyway, because I mean, there are many things that suck, but there's just nothing that sucks worse than having your face melted off by a laser. At least in terms of Boom Beach. I mean, in real life, there are probably a lot of things that suck way worse than that. But, yeah, Boom Beach speaking. Anyway, okay, nice and early on the shocks because we want things to die. And gonna hit prepare to shock again. Not really sure where this shock is going. One there. Okay, got the machine gun. Hopefully that machine gun didn't do too much damage to us. Would love to see that machine gun drop. Not really seeing that machine gun drop. Do we have... I'm going to pull back here. I don't know if that's the right play or not, but I'm going to do it. Just because, I mean, I'm sitting around too many machine guns, and there are lasers back there, and all of that makes me nervous. Hopefully, I think we should have a nice little hidey hole there carved out, and I don't think anything can shoot at us. So, yeah, lasers not firing, machine guns not firing, all of this back here. Pretty well handled, so that's gonna be it for War Factory today. Gee, I don't like. I am all in favor of, you know, I never boost for War Factory specifically. If I happen to be boosted, great. I try to avoid doing that though, but I would never ever boost for this specifically. So I'm all in favor of making War Factory easier. I don't know, I mean, a little bit of hacking, and honestly, that was 2 attacks, right? So a little bit of hacking, if you screw up, so what, you've got extra attacks, and a little bit of smoking, that's about as easy as, I don't know if you could make it too much easier than that in that case. Let's have one more look at the original layout. What else would I do? Well, there are no grapplers. That's something. If you wanted to do some T-Meds or Grens, you could probably pull that off. You could probably get a whole bunch of GBE that way if you were just continually shocking, like the Doom Cannon and blasters over here. So you could do that because it's just the one Doom Cannon, and there's a blaster here and a blaster there. So I mean, obviously those are bad for your tanks, but no grapplers today, so that's good. Did not like the Grenadier approach up there. Warriors, God help you, you would need like 30 GBE statues for something like this, and you don't have them, so that's just not going to work because there are just too many shield generators, and yeah, that's pretty well hopeless. Barding, I mean, those all look like ones, and these are all ones, so you could probably Bart one side or the other. These guys in particular, since there's 4 and they're all touching together like that, you could probably Bart those out. I doubt the health on those was too terribly high because they're shield generator ones. Over here, being that they're a 6 instead of 4, it's a little harder because that's going to cost you a lot more GBE. Really, I mean, the rifle Zooka over here, if you wanted to, you could try just Barding on these defenses to avoid having to do as much with the smoking, I guess. But I feel like that's a pretty solid way to approach this. Not too difficult. I mean, smoking yourself from here over to there, basically, on the, using troops. And 3 attacks left to spare, so lots of leeway there, lots of wiggle room for. Wait, did we? Yeah, okay, so we need that to be Zooka. Okay, setting myself up for tomorrow, and lots of wiggle room on that War Factory if you want to try some fun and different things, which I hope you will. And yeah, that's what I've got. If you find something different, or if you see something I've missed, feel free to let me know, and I will catch you later. Have a great night, day, whatever it is where you are right now.